Hey guys, I'm going to do a little bit of a yoga follow along. I just did a workout and we need to always remember to stretch after workouts. So that's what we're going to do here. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys have your yoga mat, your water bottle if you need it, and be ready to move your body. Go ahead and move to the top of your mat. I like to face the sun in the morning. And then I stand here and I take deep breaths all the way in, all the way out. I do 5 neck rolls gradually. On number 4, I make them bigger. 5. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yummy. Inhale, arms up. And on the exhale, bring your arms down to your heart. Take 1 full breath here. On the next inhale, raise up again. Exhale. Take another deep breath. And again, on the inhale, arms up. 1 more time. Exhale, bring your body down, forward fold, go as far as you can go. I'm extra flexible, so you can touch the back of your legs, the ground in front of you, or if you can only reach your knees, that's fine. Bend as much as you possibly can. Try to elongate your back. Make sure your back is feeling it all up in your spine. Lift up into a half and back down on the exhale. Remember to breathe throughout this whole process, guys. The point is to go ahead and feel your breath with your movements. Really honor yourself here, guys. Give yourself a hug. Take some deep breaths and walk your arms out 1 by 1 into a downward facing dog. Right here, I'm pushing my hips up to the sky and elongating my spine as much as possible. Now I'm going to lift my right leg, push my other left leg down into the ground and really get a good stretch in my hips. And then do both legs. If you cannot press onto your toes, which I know is very hard for a lot of people, just keep your toes like perfectly curled on the ground. It's fine. Or just stay in down dog. That's completely okay too. Enjoy this stretch. Push your hips up into the air as much as possible to really stretch out your spine. Now we're going to go ahead and press our hips down toward the mat into a plank position. Make sure you're breathing throughout this whole process. Inhale and exhale, push your body down to the mat, roll your toes and push your chest up off the mat. If you can't do upward dog like I'm doing here, do a cobra. Do not lift your body all the way up off the ground. You don't have to lift each leg if you don't want to. I am extra flexible, so I try to push myself as much as possible. Now go ahead and go into a tabletop, and what I like to do is I like to roll into it. So basically you're sitting your hips down and letting your body roll into a cat-cow. Here we're going to rotate the hips to the right. I do this 3 or 4 times. And then other direction, 5 times, I believe is what it is. This is really just getting your lower back for those people who sit in the chairs and a lot of the time. I drive a lot, so I definitely want to get my lower back and lower down into child's pose and just take a rest here. Take like 5 deep breaths. If you can't go straight on your legs like this, what I do is I pop my legs out to the side so that I can put my chest down onto the ground in between my legs. I also turned my face, I don't know if you can tell, so that I can get my body down as far as I possibly can. I'm going to raise my right arm and pull it through the needle towards you guys. I'm waving at you. Hey. And get as deep into that stretch as possible without lifting your hips up off the ground. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Lift your arm up, thread it through the needle. Take a couple breaths here. And like I said, really push yourself to go a little bit further, but not as far as to hurt yourself. Really get that stretch in, especially after a workout. I'm lifting my arm up and hugging my body with my arm to pull myself through a little bit more. Release, take some deep breaths. And if you want to go a little bit further like I did here, you can put your arms through your legs and try to press your butt down as much as you can. But of course, this is not mandatory. Stretch your arms out. Or this is another modification. If you don't want to go on the inside, bring your legs back in, put your arms on the outside, and rest your head on the mat. And just relax. Now roll your back out again. Come back up into down dog and walk your legs up to your hands. We're gonna sit. Here you can hold, you can go lower or higher, whatever works for you in this position. Hold it for as long as you can. If you want to, you can bring your legs up. You can bring your legs down. You can press a toe onto the mat, but try your best to not put your full feet and body onto the mat. Try to push yourself like I'm doing here. You can't tell, but I'm definitely vibrating. And slowly lower yourself down into a laying down mountain pose is what I think this is called, guys. We're gonna look it up after this. We're not sure, but we're just stretching. We're doing what we want to do because we're doing what's good for us, right? One leg at a time. Pull it into your chest. Use your arms. Try your best to keep your other leg down at your side and pull it in. The focus is in the other leg, to keep the other leg down. So as long as your other leg down, pull it in as far as you can. Reach over to right leg to left side, right arm to right side. And your face should be facing the opposite direction of your leg. It really gets to stretch in your oblique section, your lower hips, abdomen. Then just bring that same leg off to the right side and balance it out with your opposite arm. Reset. And we're going to go ahead and take a deep breath and lift the other leg in. And as you're pulling your leg into your body, release to really get it pulled down into your chest. Switch hands, pull your leg down to the opposite side, arm to the same side. And your face should be facing the opposite direction of your leg again. In each of these stretches, I try to breathe at least twice. So the breath that forced me to be into the position. So in, out, reset, 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 reset. Sometimes I go a little bit longer as to do 3. If at any point in this workout you needed to pause, do not think anyone is judging you. That is your right to take your own time. Now we're gonna lift both legs into our chest, pull them in, or take a moment for yourself, because I do this all the time. And we're gonna do a happy baby. Happy baby is my favorite yoga pose ever. So in happy baby, we're going to grab our feet, grab whatever position it feels good for you. If you're extra flexible like me, reach around on the inside and grab your tuchus. Point and flex your toes. Push yourself. I am just extra flexible, like I said, so I have to push myself harder. But as long as your arms are on the inside of your legs and you're grabbing either your toes, either your ankles, or even just your shins, then that's what you should do. I tried to demonstrate all of the different modifications here. And then I rock myself side to side a lot of the time to go ahead and really massage my back. So I can also, if you think of a video game, I use my legs as the joysticks to kind of massage into my lower back and my hips and my whole entire spine. And I lift my legs back down when I'm ready after taking a good amount of deep breaths for myself. Lower your feet to the mat, lift your hips into the air. This is just to go ahead and offset what you just did to your back. I did 3 of them. The hip thrusts. Oh, I did 4. Okay. Did I do a 5th one? Yup. I had did a butt workout this day, and I was just feeling myself apparently. Okay, 7, 8. I probably did 10, 9, 10. Look at that deflation. Yeah, she did 10. She was feeling herself. She was like, wait a second, I didn't do any hip thrusts in my workout, so let me just throw them in right here. For the rest of this workout, I think, oh wait, no, I'm lying to myself. I was gonna say we're just laying here, but we're really just taking a break. Now we're doing the fish pose. So how I got into this is, I'm gonna explain it again. When you're laying down, you wanna just scrunch your shoulder blades together first, and then use your elbows to climb your way up a little bit. That way you're not jolting yourself up. Hopefully that made sense. But this is a really good workout or stretch for your lower back and your hips. I rest my head on the ground, but feel free to modify and just lay your body down. And then we're pushing up. If you cannot do this part, so we're gonna start going into inversions and stuff in the rest of this. If you cannot do this, go a little bit lower. Do what you can. Do not do exactly what I'm doing if you cannot do it. But in some way, we're stretching out our back. Oh my gosh. Take a break. Roll your way up. And go ahead and hug your body, because we're doing the opposite of what we just did to our back. So we're stretching our back out, and then we're rolling our back together, and we're hugging our legs, and we're saying, I love you. You are safe. You are my best friend. Reach your left arm to the back and face as far as you can while hugging your legs. Stretch your arm a little bit more if you feel the need to, if you want to go deeper into the stretch. And same thing on the other side. Reach your right arm back, turn your face to the other side, hug your legs. I'm pretty sure from here on out, the exercise gets leaning more into the more advanced area. When we go into chair pose, but feel free to modify or stop here. I love you and I thank you for coming if you're stopping it here. Otherwise, feel free to follow along as best as you can and make sure you're taking deep breaths. Walk your legs back or jump your legs back. So I like to start jumping. When I jump, I push my butt into the air and then jump my legs back. Chaturanga is what this is called, lowering down into a plank and doing upward dog. I always roll my body out when I do upward dog into the tabletop position. Now I'm gonna go down into my elbows. This is just stretching the back of my shoulder blades. So go into my elbows and push my butt back, or my hips back, I should say, I guess, to really get into my shoulder blade stretch. I think that's called puppy or dolphin. I really need to look that up. Fold your toes into the mat. And since I've been working on my splits, I'm going to raise my left leg in between my palms, straighten out my right leg, and sit in it as much as possible. And now I'm going to push my left leg out as far as I can, lower my hands to my mat, and try my best to sit into this split. Check my watch to see what time it is, because we might be going way too far over time, but we didn't. Now we're going to just do a nice stretch into our knee, mess up the mat a little bit. It's fine. But it gave us a little bit of time to rest. We're going to do the same thing to the other side, because in yoga you never do one thing on one side and don't do it on the other side. So do the same thing here. Try to sit into this stretch. Your left leg back, right leg forward. Jump your leg as far forward as you can. I don't like to slide. Some people will do slides. I feel like the slide is actually more jolting on your leg, but maybe that's just me. Sit into this as much as you can. I should have blocks. I'm gonna get those to go ahead and put under my hands, but for now we're just gonna do what we do best, baby. Okay, so now all I did was lift my body up into a triangle pose, and I'm adjusting myself to go ahead and do a headstand. I put my arms out just slightly outside of my shoulders, and I'm testing the waters here to see where I'm going to put my head so that it's in a good position. Put my arms out, and now I'm aligning my elbows with my knees so that I can easily rest my knees onto my elbows and then lift up from there. I'm lifting my butt into the air. This is gonna get rocky because I'm trying to do it a little bit more slow than I normally probably would. If you're not as advanced and you cannot do a headstand yet, leave your legs on your elbows. If you want to try testing putting your legs up into the air, which is very good for you, it's very good for your head. All you're going to do is engage your core and try your best to lift your legs all the way up. If you wobble, see, I'm not perfect. If you wobble like this, just put your legs back down onto those elbows, baby. That's why we're leaving them there and we're not putting them down. Those elbows are safe, protective spaces. If you would like to go up a different way, what I did here is I put my legs together to my chest, and I'm slowly pressing up my feet into the air. That's another way up. This day I was definitely done. But try to hold this as much as possible and lift and bring your legs back down. Another one of my shoulder blade stretches where I lift my arms up and I try to press my chest down to go ahead and get my shoulder blades. And now I'm just inching my feet back up into the middle to get out of that deep groin stretch. But I haven't lifted my body yet because I didn't want to shock my body, shock my muscles. So don't ever just come out of something all quick. Try to roll your spine up like I did. Take a deep breath like we did in the beginning. And when you exhale, your hand should be at your heart every single time. And now we just sit here and we pray. And it doesn't have to be to God. This isn't a specific religion. This is your divine, highest self, your own energy. You're breathing, you're saying thank you. We're saluting the sun. In this case, I always face the sun during my yoga practice. We're saying we're grateful for being woken up this morning. We are grateful for being able to move our bodies. We are grateful to be able to take deep breaths, to take a space of time for ourselves. We're just grateful. Take some deep breaths. I thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope and I pray that this was not that crazy of a exercise. I kind of just do whatever I want, but hopefully it's something that you guys can follow along to well enough, and I hope and I pray to get better. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I love you. I believe in you. I'm rooting for you. So go out there and slay the day like the champions that I know that you are. Don't forget to like and subscribe and notification bell and all of that stuff that people say. But yeah, please feel free to go back through the video, pause it when you need to, come back here whenever you want. This is a safe space. And of course, ask me whatever questions you need to. And in this time that I'm letting this run on, please feel free to lift your shoulder blades, shake it out a little bit, do whatever you need to do for you before leaving your mat and starting your day, because this is your time. Always take time for you. Love you.